Aurora Chaos Forest was beautiful in the fall. Rich orange and red leaves covering the trees, and an evening sky filled with the brilliance of the Milky Way. Nathan was lying in the apple grass, gazing up through the leaves. He couldn't believe there was a place in the fizz that made him feel so at home. The RV was parked a few meters away, Carla sitting on the steps as she re-waxed her jacket. They'd come out here for a bounty, but another hunter had claimed it. Nathan didn't care though, it was worth the trip to see this place. He'd been watching the fireflies in the canopy when a message popped up in his HUD. It was an alert from his saved searches. He'd been keeping a search out for any news about Runara. It was his homeworld, and the war had resulted in some damage to the array, but it was still largely intact. Some solar collector damage, nothing more. Focusing on the alert brought the news story forward. A reporter standing among trees was talking about the completion of repairs. Nothing particularly interesting. He was about to swipe it away when a familiar name caught his attention. Rudolph and Drew are two young boys from Runara who chased an attacker out of the array. Since then, they have been living in the Dino-Punk adventure realm on Deimos, where they have earned a name for themselves. Can you tell us a little bit about this project? The camera panned to reveal Drew and Rudolph, both dressed in leathers, an armoured Triceratops to Rudolph's side, and a moderately sized village in the background. When we arrived at the Deimos hub, we were lost and homeless, I guess. It was tough for a while. We started searching for our friend Nathan. He's from Runara too, and Drew trailed off. You thought he may be here too? The reporter inquired. Yes, but while we were searching for him, we didn't have a home. We had seen loads of people without homes too. It was sad. And in this realm, you can build houses. So we started our village. Drew had become increasingly red-cheeked as he talked, finding it difficult to look at the reporter. Nathan could see why, though. She was pretty. So you started offering homes to the homeless here? She was trying to get him talking again. We started by building a house for Lycid. He was the first person who helped us when we arrived. He has been homeless for over 100. Drew glanced at Rudolph for reassurance. 100 years, which is longer than anyone on Runara lives for. The reporter and camera began to pan away from them when Rudolph piped up. If you want to help, donate to our village. With a wave of his hand, he summoned a donation banner above his head. The camera lingered for a moment before panning away. Nathan sat up as he watched, a smile on his face. Drew and Rudolph were his best friends, and they were out of Runara as well. When the banner appeared, he touched it, getting sent to their donation page. Pictures of the village and the two of them dominating the view. He donated 1,000 to their cause using the name Nathan of Runara and his email. Hopefully they'll contact him, and if not, he would go to them. Getting to his feet, he shared the news article with Carla and Miss Lily. Watch the news story I just sent you. I already am. She was still working on her coat, but that hadn't stopped her from watching. She always watched the videos he sent her. There was a small insight into Nathan's sense of humour. Carla was still watching when Nathan received a call from Miss Lily. I have already seen it. They are your friends, the ones you told me about? Yes, they're in the Dino-Punk adventure, Miss Lily cut him off. I am sending a virtual route plan for you. It's less than a light second from you, so it should be easy for you to get there. Thanks, Miss Lily. I also donated to their village. With a smile, she ended the call. Nathan turned to Carla, waiting for her to finish watching. Like him and Miss Lily, she donated to the village as well. 5,000 wasn't all that much for her these days, but it still felt like a lot. "Okay, I've watched. When do you want to go?" Nathan sprung over to her with a wide grin. "Miss Lily just sent me a route plan, so I'm ready now." With a chuckle, she nodded. "I guess you won't be able to sleep until we do, so I suppose we should get going." Putting the jacket aside, she climbed into the RV, while Nathan called Pocket Dragon back down from the branch where he was dozing, soon following her inside. The three of them settled down, getting their bodies ready for bed, so their minds could wander the virtual. The RV had its own realm, where their virtual selves appeared. It looked like the Fizz interior, though it was far larger, a multi-level mansion of glamping wonder. The exit doors took them to the main Mars hub, where there was always thousands of people racing around from realm to realm. Nathan passed the route plan to Pocket Dragon, who dutifully grew to his grand size, a power he only possessed in the virtual. The two of them climbed onto his back, and soon they were in the air, soaring over most of the crowd, though plenty of others had the ability to fly, so it wasn't as clear skies as the forest had been. There was a direct bridge to the Deimos hub, a low-resolution hub with few attractive features. Carla had been here before, but it was his first time. It was actually surprising that it was such poor quality, but Deimos is the poorest colony in orbit of Mars, so it wasn't too surprising. Pocket Dragon dove toward an archway, swooping through the realm transition and into the lush and picturesque landscape beyond. The realm was built as an open-world game with free and subscription services, but it was much nicer than the hub. The realm was as large as a planet, much larger than Mars, nearly the size of Venus or Earth. But the village wasn't far from the gate, barely a 5-minute walk, so Pocket Dragon was soon overhead, swooping down to a clearing where the village sat snugly among the Cretaceous trees. As Pocket Dragon came to the ground, Nathan leapt from his back, excited to see his friends again, but he had to wait for Carla to dismount before his dragon could return to his small size and land on his shoulder. Nathan ran into the village as soon as his dragon was secure, his head darting from side to side, searching for Rudolph or Drew. As he reached the centre of the village, he stopped, realising that the layout was the same as back home, even though the buildings looked different. He turned and headed for the building which mirrored Drew's family home, not far from where he was. Carla caught up with him as he knocked. For a few seconds he stood there holding his breath, every muscle tightened in anticipation. The door finally opened, revealing the stunned face of Drew. Nathan was still frozen with surprise when Drew wrapped his arms round him, squeezing tightly before stating, "Found you."